All right, we might have started this one a little bit early, guys, but I really wanted to get into this game. It's going to be exciting. Again, we do have the round of 16 here. Again, Overwatch Kings as we wait for one of the teams to be ready. And there we go. We are good to go. So, getting into Kings Row here, guys. Hopefully the mic is a little bit better, just a little bit. But thank you so much to ESL. Thank you so much to you guys for stopping by and watching. Again, this is the round of 16. Overwatch Kings going to be playing against Hora. And I should probably update the proper titles for that. And I apologize, guys. Give me 1 second to do this. So, oop. That's not right. No. Go back. Please. Production value, guys. Production value. As this should be squared away any second now. And there we go. We'll go ahead and get straight into the game. As winner of this, we'll move on to the quarterfinals. It is a best of one still. We start for the the best of threes in the semifinals. So we'll go ahead and start introducing Hora as they'll be on the defensive side. Lorik going to be picking up the Reinhardt. We have a defensive Widowmaker being picked up by Choi. Filter on the defensive McCree. We have a Lucio going to be switching back probably to a Mercy, I imagine, if he's going to be running double support with the Symmetra. The Symmetra being Nighty himself, and yes, there we go. FoxT switching over to that Mercy, and then that leaves Pesca Nova on the Pharah. So, going on over to the side of the offense, we have Oxy on the... That's a little interesting of him to show that they're there, but interesting enough, he is going to show that. We do have an offensive Hanzo. We'll see if he goes ahead and sticks on that Mitcher on his Lucio. Tweedy on a Diva. We'll see if he sticks that. No, he is, and he's going to switch over to a Winston. Olba on the Reaper. RYB on the other Reaper, and then Additonian on the second Lucio. So we will see, again, a goggles and glasses strategy variant here. They will be doing a non-King of the Hill version with a double Reaper. We'll see how it goes. We'll go ahead and follow the Winstons here as they'll be going in deep, switching to the Reapers as the fight breaks out. And there's the first leap in. He's going to drop that barrier, and they are straight in on the fight. We can see the Winstons zoning back best they can. All of the offense is on the control point under those barriers together. And now Olba pushing in with his teammate, trying to do what they can. RYB in the back, cleaning up targets in the back. Additonian getting a double, triple, quad kill coming out here from the side of the offense. Additonian getting the sniper himself. And the Reaper cleaning up. McCree, Oxy going to clean up the Mercy, and that will be the first point taken in strong time from the side of Overwatch Kings. And they're going to go ahead and switching it up again. We saw this last time. They do like to switch it up as soon as they take this first point. We're going to see Tweedy switching over to his Reinhardt. We have one Lucio, one Mercy. We have RYB on his flexed Zarya. Olba actually gets taken out by Filter. Filter able to get the better trades there from the left clicks at long distance. And that's going to solve the offense a little bit. Nighty not quite switching yet from the Symmetra. This is very interesting here. Has built up that teleporter, looking to drop it. If he does drop it, that means that they want to keep on the Symmetra here and continue using the Symmetra, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. He is going to put it in a very interesting spot. It's very obvious from the low ground if they flank around to the left, but with those turrets there, I don't think they will. Oh, never mind. Oski is going to jump forward, try to do what he can against Symmetra. Symmetra getting a full charge. Target on him, and Choi going to be able to finish up that damage, cleaning up the Widowmaker on the offensive now. Looking for the Mercy is going to be able to take that out. Nighty helping clean that up. There's 2-3 down on the side of OWKings as they're looking to reset here. They built up a fair amount of ultimates as Mitcher is already at 60%, Tweedy at 50, Olba getting close to that Deadeye. They do have the Resurrection coming up soon, but the defense already sitting on 3. They have the Earth Shatter from Lorik, and it looks like Tweedy is going to be able to take out Nighty. And we're going to have the Deadeye coming up from Filter, Resurrection on FoxT, and then that leaves the Rocket Barrage on the Pharah available at any time. Lorik going to charge forward, getting on Olba, and that's going to kill him. That's absolutely huge. Earth Shatter turns around, misses on RYB, and he's going to be able to take him out. Resurrection coming out from the side of the defense. This will reset it. Fox is taking quite a lot of pressure here as we'll follow in the McCree, taking out Lorik. He does have the Deadeye. Lorik going down. Choi super low, backing up. They are going to go ahead and take out Pesca Nova. We do have Olba, busting out that High Noon. Will take out... Oh! He takes out Filter! Filter pulling the trigger a little early. Missing the 20 damage. Again, the way High Noon works is it charges 160 damage per second. Choi going down. It charges 160 damage per second. So if you pull the trigger early, it will do the damage that you charged up to that point. But if it's not enough to kill, it's not enough to kill. Defense sitting on critical ultimates here as we do have a Graviton Surge in the hands of RYB. So look for him to be using that. They don't have a Graviton, they don't have the best follow-up here as they will be looking for Oxy to build up that charge. He's sitting at 30% or 60%. Tweedy with the Earth Shatter stun to follow up on it. And Pharah Rocket's coming up from the side of Pesca, doing what he can to harass them back. Zoning. Hitting the shields. They're doing what they can here as the rocket spam continues to go out here. And there we go. The push forward 90 is out in the middle. And there's the Graviton Surge hitting on 3, no, 4, 5. They're going to get 4 of them. 5. The Rocket Barrage comes out from Oxy. And that is a team kill coming out of the side of OWKings. The synergy on that wombo combo. Absolutely gorgeous to see right there. As it's not every day that you get to see that kind of synergy outside of MOBAs. And there's the resurrection from the defense. They're going to try to stall this up, but it's really hard for them too. They're switching over to Tracers. Absolutely hectic, as we will see just the spam of Tracers and the Winstons coming out, the Earthshatter coming out from Tweety. Stalling, the barriers will prevent it, as Peskova and Lork are looking to stall this up long as they can. Lork still low HP on the point, half actually, as Fox goes on to it. Dies immediately. There's the offensive sound barrier that'll make it very hard for any of these heroes to actually go down. Note how the Winstons are leaping straight up in the air. Now, technically, there is a third dimension to the payload, and if you leap straight up in the air as Winston, it does stall it for even longer. There's Olba with the zoning high noon, and this should be, or Deadeye, this should be the cap of the point, as it's absolutely impossible to follow all these Tracers as they're just getting swung away at. Filter finally will go down, and the point gets scored. So again, there's a small thing to note is that when you are stalling like that as the Winston, what you want to do is you want to leap straight up in the air, because the third degree, the verticality of the payload is counted as far as sitting on it. So you can contest it from I think it's like 15, 20 meters. I'm not sure exactly, but it does end. There is a point in which it is no longer there, and disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Getting right up in there. The Rocket Barrage, not really even doing that much. To be fair, that was mainly Olba getting in there with the good fan of the hammers, but that Rocket Barrage definitely helped cleaning it up, and that will be a 4-minute and 17-second push. And again, to beat the dead horse that I beat the last 2 games, the story of the offenses from OWKings is explicitly that they are very good at, what was the time? 4:17. Okay. They are very good at holding, getting a good offensive times. They hold on to their tempo. One thing that you'll notice in Overwatch is that it is very hard to maintain your tempo. With the addition of ultimates into a first-person shooter, it gives the ability for an individual to impact greater than himself, meaning he can do, High Noon is a good example, Deadeye. It can kill an entire enemy team. That one hero can take the entire tempo of an enemy team just by having a good ultimate. And so using your ultimates to stymie the enemy's tempo and maintain yours is a very hard part of any game that involves this styling of strategy and a gameplay. So very good job from OWKings. Although again, 4:17 is not their best time yet. They've set 2 3-minute times on both of their offense first games today. So this is a much easier time to beat than what we've seen before. But they will be going for a similar strategy that we saw earlier in Kings Row. So let's get straight into the player introductions. As we have the double support combo coming out, Mitchar on his Lucio, which leaves Adatonian on his Mercy. Olba going to be on that McCree, as always. Probably never going to change. Might as well just guarantee that he's on that. Oxy, I apologize, is going to be picking up the Bastion. This is definitely the flex pick from them. RYB on his Junkrat, been doing absolutely dirty things this today on that hero. And Tweety on his Reinhardt. Over on the side of the offense, looking to beat a time of 4 minutes and 17 seconds. We have Fox T on the first support, only support, as a Mercy. We have Pesknova on the Pharah. We have Filter and Lork, respectively, both picking up Winstons, and that leaves Troy switching over to a McCree at the last second, and Nighty going to be taking the offensive Widowmaker. So we'll go ahead and lead. Oh no, he is going to be switching to Lucio. So they're going to be going with a similar goggles and glasses strategy again. It's a much greater variation than what we saw from the other team, but this is still a variation of that style of play. Again, you just want to get in the enemy's face. That's the whole point of these kind of strategies when you're running a double Winston with a Lucio. So here we go, speed boost out. They're going to drop the first barrier, chain it into the second, but Olba gets the kill on him, and that's going to be Filter going down. Pescanova trying to answer best he can. But Olba, Oski, doing so much. I don't think they were expecting this Bastion at all, and the Bastion sitting up here in this high ground is not where you would expect him to set up normally. You would expect the Bastion to, if I can go to free camera here, Olba getting a pick to set up over here in this area. And so Tweety and team doing a good job with their play calling and their setup. RYB going to be spamming out the rockets. We do have a switch into a Reinhardt, as that's one of the only ways to really deal with a Bastion, as Oski again switching up his position, able to take out the Winston. Now RYB with the grenade spam into the building. We're going to get a decent concussive grenade to push him away. Lorik was charged Tweety into the background, but now Lorik is isolated from his team. Tweety is down though, however, so that is a interesting trade And as you can see here, Lorik is just clearly stuck, but he's going to get flashbanged as he charged in. Oh no! Olba with the great timing on that patience, and there's the defensive sound barrier going to hunt down the Lucio. He doesn't actually quite get it. Pescanova is going to pick up a kill of his own on the defense here, as RYB is going to be able to take out Filter with Olba. Olba does go down. Resurrection immediately comes out of the Mercy as Oski just ended his tank form, and we're going to be seeing them push back. Filter goes down, pushing up. There's the spam from the Bastion as he's doing what he can. Olba again going to be pushing in with the McCree. RYB behind him with the Bastion spam, and now they have Choi on the left side as a McCree look for him to go forward with the flashbang, but it doesn't like he's actually going to be able to get too much done here as he's already low on health. Zoned out, grenades coming in, and he will go down. Choi getting cleaned up. There's an offensive sound barrier, but it's a little late. Lorik gonna get good Earth Shatter charge down on the Bastion. Now RYB with the rip tire unfortunately misses the window. Look for him to rip that tire at any moment now. But oh, Rocket Barrage coming out of Pescanova, doing a lot of damage, although he does go down in the middle of it. Filter has switched to a Roadhog. We'll see what he does with this as he's looking for a hook here. He gets double fanned by Olba, and again, Olba is just really on top of his double fans. He's always at the right time, at the right spot at the right time. I apologize, wrong heroes there. As he looks for the kills, and Olba trying to save this for his team. He will get Choi. If he could clean up the two heroes here, this would be a hold, but they are going to let them go ahead and take it. There has been a fair bit amount of time eaten. Unfortunately, the timer bugged again. I don't know why he keeps doing that. I'm sorry, guys. This is my first time using Live Split, so I'll see if I can get better at using it. Rip Tire going to be popped out here by RYB. Let's follow this as the team is decently grouped up here. Look for him to come from a different angle than they were expecting, and here they go, all behind the barrier. Good job. Standing behind it, protecting themselves, not actually at all going down to that rip tire. Pescanova looking to push forward, does have, ooh! Takes one shot from one of the, the McCree, Olba, and then immediately goes down to the concentrated fire of Oski, and now Oxy going to continue to push forward, backing up as the charge comes. There's the high noon from the defense, or offense going to try to pick off Oski. Does go down to Tweety. Tweety now getting a return kill. Lorik getting Mitcher, and now we're actually going to see RYB and Tweety cleaning up quite a bit here as Olba standing strong. Triple kill by the end of it all. And Olba has just been absolutely critical to every single defense or every single play that or fight that OWKings does end up winning. And 90 is going to go down to Olba again, beating a dead horse here. The left click from him are on point, taking out the Lucio, and now side of the offense. Hora S looking to push forward as they do have the double McCree, Lucio, Reinhardt, Farah, and Mercy. Very standard offensive composition, and Choi actually gets stalled up by the Junkrat trap, which makes it so when his Reinhardt charged forward, he was isolated, goes down. The offense is down 3 heroes, and we actually have Oxy switching to an offensive or defensive Roadhog here. Let's see how this Roadhog versus McCree duel goes, but it ain't no duel. There's another McCree in the area as Olba comes in, flashbangs fans, and cleans up the offensive push from Choi. And we have another rip tire coming out. We'll see if this one can get any more value, although to be fair, at the end of the day, if your rip tire is zoning and preventing the enemy team from pushing and forcing them to back up like that, it's seconds eaten off the clock. RYB going to be on fire now as he's doing damage after damage with those grenades, spamming them out. Look at and notice how he also does different angles, varying up his angles, making it hard to actually dodge. You're basically having to deal with grenades coming from multiple different angles, multiple different landings. We'll follow the offense here as they really look to do a lot here. Pescanova with the rocket barrage, but he gets canceled by the hook. Oxy does go down for it, but does cancel it. Is it going to end up being worth it? As Adatonian did go down, Olba goes down as well. 4 down on the side of the defense as Tweety is going to throw out his Earth Shatter, but it just doesn't do anything. Lorik grouped up with his team, throwing down the emote as they are going to be able to take it, but wow. They are going to go ahead and call it GG. Of course, they are aware that this is the end of the game, as there's no way for them to cap it in time. But again, I think the critical part to a lot of these plays coming out from the OWKings has been, yes, Olba and his McCree. And if you've been following the Overwatch scene for the last month or two, or even farther back, Olba is definitely known as one of the top McCrees. He's put up there with Volataja. He's very strong, but his team works around him incredibly well, and they use, how do I want to say, they use opportunity, they create opportunities for him. But as we get back into this fight, the game is still going on. They do want to play it out. They aren't just going to push it. Oh no, okay, they are just going to push it. Sorry guys, I didn't call that fight because I assumed they were just going to do the suicide here. Let the cart go ahead and get pushed is, oh my god, what just happened? Whoops. There we go. There we go. We're no longer in the middle of the skybox. So yeah, Overwatch Kings. Again, I think it just comes down to the fact that they are playing really well around Olba. Olba is playing incredibly well himself, and RYB has been the X factor in every single one of these games for me. And I don't want this to take away from any of the other players, but RYB on his Junkrat has been critical on their defense. On the offense, has been taking up that critical Zarya role, and his last 2 Graviton surges we have watched have hit at least 4 heroes. And that is incredible. Zarya's Graviton Surge is not an easy ultimate to hit, as you would imagine. Vacuum's Hero's End. But thank you so much, guys. This was the round of 16. We'll be moving into the quarterfinals. Start calling it that, as it is no longer just a handful of teams left. We'll see what the opponents for Overwatch Kings will be, as we are updating the brackets here. But a special thanks to ESL for letting me cast these games. It's been awesome. Special thanks to all of you guys for hanging out in here and watching these games. I hope you enjoy the casts. I hope you enjoy the commentary, find it insightful. If you have any feedback about my speech or anything of that nature, or the stream, please let me know. And if you're interested in more Overwatch content, please check out my Twitter at RaptorZ, as well as if you're interested in analysis videos, I do a series on YouTube that breaks this game down for all player skill levels. So thank you so much, guys. I will get the next game to you as soon as possible. I'll link the brackets at the end of this. But again, we'll be seeing Overwatch Kings go into the quarterfinals here, and they'll be playing the winner of Sterling versus GoGo Power Rangers.